Welcome to SGS Skillshare. This is our second session on complete course Revit architecture. In this session, we will be looking through drawing tools and modification tools. Draw tools will be required to draw the wall path or profile of floors, ceilings, or the railing paths, and so many other ways. So we need to know how to use these drawing tools. If you know AutoCAD, this is not new to you, but for others, please go through this. And if you know AutoCAD also, there will be small differences in the way they are used in here. So please go through this. Under the draw tool, we will be having lines, rectangles, polygons, circles, arcs, etc. We'll look one by one. In case if you are going to draw a line, you will be having a chain option here. If you check this, your line profile will be continuous. If you uncheck the chain option, you will be drawing fragments. When using the offset distance, you will be drawing at an offset from the profile where you are drawing. By specifying the radius, we can draw corners with fillet to the specified radius. Drawing rectangles, we require the opposite two corners to be specified. Corner 1, corner 2. After placing the rectangle, at any time you can change the dimensions by using the temporary dimensions. Offset distance and radius options are available here also, which works the same way. While drawing polygons, you will be having two options, inscribed polygon and circumscribed polygon. While drawing inscribed polygons, you will be giving the distance from the center of the polygon to corner between two faces. In case of a circumscribed polygon, you will be giving the distance from the center of the polygon to midpoint of any one of the face. Give the number of sides. You can use the offset and radius options as if we have done in the previous options. Inscribed polygon. circumscribed polygon. Circles require the center point and radius. Offset, same way we can use it here also. Radius option in circles will fix the radius of the circle. All you need to do is specify the center point of the circle. Arcs can be drawn in multiple ways. This is the 3-point method, wherein you will be specifying the start point, end point, and any point in the circumference. If you have the chain option checked, you can draw arcs continuously. Offset and radius options also available in the same pattern. In the center ends arc method, you have to specify the center point, start of arc, and end of arc. Using the tangent arc method, you can specify any point from which the arc will be drawn tangential. There is nothing but the fillet arc method, wherein you will be selecting two lines and drawing a fillet. You have to specify the radius. Or you can do a fillet like this also. Ellipse. Center, end of one edge, end of second edge. If you want to draw ellipses in angle, specify center, one edge, and the second edge. Partial ellipses will be same like ellipses but having a small partial part. You can later on edit it as per your requirement also. Pick lines will use the already existing lines as references and provide the models that you want. You can either create models over the lines itself or at an offset distance. As we have a wall, drawing over another wall in the same point will like overlap. So for instance, I show the model line, or if I want walls over in this lines, you can use the pick lines option, pick the lines to draw the walls. Apart from these options, when you draw some floor profile or something like that, you will be having spline options also. At any point of time, you can edit the vertices. So that's about the drawing tools, and now we will see something about the modification tools. When you go to modify, you will see a set of tools like align, offset, mirror, split, split with gap, move, copy, rotate, trim or extend to corners. Trim or extend single element, multiple elements, array, scale, pin and unpin, delete. These tools will be useful in many places and many ways, so please watch carefully. If I want the wall faces, this edges to be aligned to the end, you can simply use align tool like this, and you can lock this if required. So any changes made to the first wall will have an impact on the second wall also. They'll always be aligned to the edges. Multiple alignment will allow you to do as many alignments as you require. For instance, align multiple alignments, then pick all the walls that you require to be aligned to the edge. Each time you can click the lock also. If I don't pick the lock, they will not be like locked. Only those which are locked is getting adjusted. So that's about align tool. Next is offset. If I want to create another wall, specify the distance, pick the wall, and you're good to go. You can also use graphical option, wherein you can specify the second point like this. And using copy option unchecked, you can, like, it looks like move option, but in some cases it will be working differently. Example, I want this wall to be 5 feet this side or 5 feet that side. I can specify 5 feet. I have removed the copy so that I can move the wall like this. This option is not possible because these two walls are joined, and when moving these two walls get unjoined. So it is giving the error message saying cannot keep the elements joined. So you can mention unjoined if you want this wall here, or you can cancel so that you'll be retrieved with the original content you had. If I want a door at the same distance this side, I can use mirror option very simply. Right click, finish selection, then draw the edges. The distance is like 6 feet and 7 inches. Same 6 feet and 7 inches. If you use the pick axis, you have to select the axis. That's it. So in this case, it is you are going to select the pick the axis, and in this case you are going to draw the axis. And in both the options, you will be having the option to either copy or no copy. Move is very simple. You can select the object, right click, finish selection, or enter or space. Then you can pick the disjoin option so that it will be like disjoined from the component, and this will be like in case of like moving this ball. If I'm moving, it will be giving this unjoined elements. To do that is simply move, disjoin, done. If you specify constraint, moving will be going to horizontal or vertical directions only. You cannot move in other directions. Copy gives another copy of the instance that you select. Specify the base point and displacement point. If you want multiple copies, pick, copy, select multiple, base point, displacement points. Remember that its alignment will not get changed. If you want to get a copy of this wall door on this wall, then you cannot use the copy option. For that, there is an option called create similar. Pick the tool, create similar, place where you require. This is because this element is model based on this wall face. It is created, so it is linked with this model. If you want to create a copy of this, it will be created in this plane only. Rotate option, you can rotate an element by specifying the set point like this, or the midpoint will be used as the reference, and you can select the disjoin option to avoid any nuisance. You can rotate like this. While using rotate option, we will be having copy option. To create copies of the models as well. you can specify center of rotation as like on place or default from here. Like if you click on place, you will be asked the center point, and then you can rotate. Or you can do the same as if we done as earlier, like this. Pick here, drag it, drop where you require, and do that. Trim or extend to corners. Consider this case. Extend, trim, extend. Any case it may be, the same command. Trim or extend single element or multiple elements. If you select trim or extend single element, you will be asked to select the baseline and then the element to be trimmed. But now the second element, if I am going to pick, it is asking for the baseline. So this option will be available once for a selection. The same way, multiple trim or extend we can use by picking one baseline. We can trim or extend multiple elements like this. Split element. In some cases, you may require like this. Now if you select modify, trim or extend to corner, pick these two walls. This wall is getting deleted. I want this wall, but I want only this wall to be trimmed off. So in that cases, you can first split the wall, then trim or extend option you can use on these walls to get the profiles as if you require. Split with a gap will split the element with a minute gap between. So the properties of the wall is intact. It is aligned and locked with a specific gap in between. This gap you are specifying from here. You cannot give too much distance. The distance from that can be given is like 1/16 of an inch or 1 feet, up to that. In this range only you can give the distance. You cannot give more or less. Next, let us see about array. You have two options, linear array or polar array. If you select linear array, you will be asked how many numbers you are going to provide. What is the distance that you are going to give? First to second or first to last? If you specify first to last, five numbers, the distance provided is from first point to last point. first to second, you are specifying the distance between first point and second point. This group and associate option will like group all these elements and they are associated between. So you can specify the number of elements later on also. So if I want to have only 3 components, 3, or you can increase it also. The activate dimensions option in array will be useful when you want the dimensions to be placed like this. Like this, there is no dimensions being shown now. So if you click on activate dimensions, you'll be getting the dimensions, otherwise dimensions will not come. Constraint is nothing but constraining your array in x or y directions alone. And polar array or radial array, you specify the number of points. You can pick the center of rotation like this, or you can like go for default center point, or you can drag the point to the required locations as we seen earlier, and you can specify the angle from here. If you click enter, the angle will be taken and your array will complete. Or you can use the first and second option also like this, wherein you have to give the first reference point and then second reference point in this case like this. So that's about array. Now we'll see about scale. Scale option will be like useful when you're doing some drafting options or something like that. It will not be used in walls or something, because it is like the walls properties, that is the instance properties, which is the length of the wall, that only will be getting affected by scale, otherwise nothing. When you're drafting, you can use the scale option, like doing some profiles like for floor. If you want to scale the profile, you can select and scale it like this. So in scale option, you will be asked to either give the scale point graphically or numerically. If you select numerical, you can specify how many times you have to scale the model. If I specify 0.5, it means half the time it will be scaled half. If I scale like 2 times, it will be doubled. If I scale by picking the graphical option, I can give the scale as if I require by manually picking the points. This is the base point and this is the new point that I am giving, to which it will be scaled. So we have covered these options. Now pin and unpin. Pin will avoid accidental deletions of objects. If I select this object and pin it, it will be pinned, so that when I pick all the objects and delete, it will give a warning that this object is like pinned and you cannot delete that. It will not be getting deleted also. It is like cannot move, cannot modify until unless the pin is like removed or unpinned. You can do this from here, or pin, unpin. You can do this from here also. Now we can modify them. Delete, it's nothing but delete. We came to the end of second session. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified about the upcoming sessions when I post them. Thank you.